The round exploded on the surface, but the energy spread across the entire armor. No real damage penetrated. The bony club spins through the air like an ancient war hammer. 110 pounds of solid bone, propelled by muscles that existed millions of years before the invention of the wheel. The impact against steel is deafening. The 60-ton tank rocks. Metal groans. Inside, soldiers are shaken like dolls. And outside, a 4-ton Ankylosaurus backs up, positions itself, and prepares another attack. Its biological armor doesn't have a scratch, but the tank? The tank is beginning to understand it has encountered an adversary unlike anything it has ever faced. But how did we get to this moment? What if an Ankylosaurus faced a battle tank? What if the most impressive natural armor in history was placed against the most advanced armored vehicle of modern technology? This isn't just a battle between weight and power. It's a duel between two concepts of survival. One forged by nature over eras, another designed by engineers to dominate battlefields. The Ankylosaurus, 8 meters long, 4 tons of living armor, bony plates covering every inch of its body. A tail with a club at the end weighing over 110 pounds, capable of striking with enough force to break the bones of other dinosaurs. Short but powerful legs, low center of gravity, almost impossible to topple. And a combat strategy tested for millions of years, impenetrable defense and devastating counterattacks. Now imagine this biological tank on an open plain on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., enough space for both combatants to move. No hiding spots, no terrain advantages, just force against force. What if this armored creature was placed against an M1 Abrams? The M1 Abrams tank. 60 tons of steel and technology. Composite armor capable of withstanding anti-tank rounds. A 4.72-inch cannon that can pierce 31.5 inches of solid steel at a distance of 1.24 miles. Top speed of 41.6 mph. 500 horsepower turbine engine, and a crew of 4 soldiers trained for armored combat. This machine was designed to destroy other tanks, but was it designed to face something that evolved specifically not to be destroyed? The Ankylosaurus stands in the center of the plain, its head low, its small eyes watching. It doesn't attack first. Its strategy has always been defense and counterattack. So it waits, patient, motionless, like a fortress of flesh and bone. The Abrams tank advances. Its tracks crush the earth. The engine noise is deafening. At 2,625 feet distance, the gunner locks aim on the Dinosaur. The tank commander gives the order. Fire. The cannon fires. A heat round travels at over 5,149 feet per second. It hits the Ankylosaurus in the center of its back. The explosion is massive. Smoke covers the Dinosaur. Earth and debris fly in all directions. The soldiers in the tank wait. No target survives a direct heat hit. None. But when the smoke clears, the Ankylosaurus is intact. Here's why, and this is pure science. Those bony plates weren't just bone. They were dense bone covered by keratin, the same substance that forms rhino horns and horse hooves, arranged in layers that dispersed impact like a perfect medieval shield. And the shape? Curved, angular, designed by millions of years of survival to redirect force. The round exploded on the surface, but the energy spread across the entire armor. No real damage penetrated. The Ankylosaurus doesn't run. It just turns its head toward the tank. Its small eyes fix on the vehicle, and it waits. The tank commander is confused. Heat rounds destroy concrete bunkers. How did an animal resist? He orders fire again. This time, 3 consecutive shots. All hit the target. Each explosion is perfect, each impact precise. The Ankylosaurus sways with the impacts. The force of the explosions pushes it back a few centimeters. Smoke completely covers its body. For 5 seconds, no one sees anything. But when it clears again, it's still standing. One of the plates is cracked. Blood drips from a superficial wound on the shoulder. But it's functional. Its legs are firm. Its tail moves. And now it's irritated. The Dinosaur begins to move. Not fast like a T-Rex, just 6.2 mph, but determined. Directly toward the tank. Its short but powerful legs hammer the ground. Its tail drags, raising dust. Each step is deliberate, calculated. The Abrams reverses, maintaining distance. The commander doesn't understand what's happening, but knows he needs to maintain range. fires 2 more heat rounds. Both hit. Both explode. Both fail to penetrate the biological armor, because now the commander realizes something. Heat rounds were designed to pierce flat tank armor, but the Ankylosaurus doesn't have flat surfaces. Each plate is curved. Each angle redirects force. The very geometry of biological armor is superior against this type of ammunition. The commander changes tactics. He orders the use of sabot penetrator rounds. These are depleted uranium darts that travel at supersonic speeds, designed to pierce through armor by pure kinetic force. If anything can penetrate the Ankylosaurus, it's this. The gunner reloads, aims, waits for the perfect moment, and fires. The round cuts through the air like lightning. It hits the dinosaur in the left flank. This time there's blood. The dart pierced through a junction between plates, that minuscule space where armor connects, creating a clean hole. The Ankylosaurus roars in pain. It's the first time in the battle it makes a sound. But here's the problem. It doesn't stop. The wound is deep, but not critical. The round went through muscle tissue but didn't hit vital organs. The Ankylosaurus was built with biological redundancy. A wound that would kill most animals only makes it more determined. And it continues advancing. Faster now. 9.3 mi. Its short legs hammer the ground with growing force. Its tail begins to swing from side to side, testing the weight, preparing for attack. The tank fires again. Once more, the round pierces a junction. More blood. But the dinosaur is getting closer and closer. 55 yards, 44 yards, 33 yards. The commander panics. For the first time in his career, he sees a target that doesn't stop, that doesn't die, that keeps coming even while bleeding. He orders the driver to reverse at maximum speed. The tank backs up at 18.6 mph, but it's not fast enough to create real distance. The Ankylosaurus maintains the pace, 22 yards, 16.4 yards, 11 yards. If you had to bet at this moment, who would take it? The tank with millions of dollars in technology, or the armor that nature took millions of years to perfect? Comment below. And then the dinosaur does what it evolved to do. It pivots its body. Its tail, with the bony club at the end, moves in a perfect arc. The physics here are brutal and beautiful at the same time. 110 pounds of solid bone, accelerated by massive muscles, reaching maximum angular velocity. It's like an organic wrecking ball. The club strikes the side of the tank with a force of several thousand pounds. The impact creates a shockwave that propagates through the steel. The sound is like a giant bell being struck. Inside, the crew is violently shaken. Equipment breaks loose from mountings. The targeting system flickers and reboots. Emergency lights come on, but the tank holds. The composite armor absorbs the impact. There's no penetration, no critical structural damage. However, now there's a new problem. The Ankylosaurus learned that its attacks work. It backs up, positions itself, and attacks again. Another impact, another boom, another violent shake. The crew begins to realize that even without penetrating the armor, the repeated impacts are causing internal damage. Bolts loosen, welds begin to crack, sensitive electronic components fail, because now the tank is too close to safely use the main cannon. At this distance, the time between firing and impact is so short that the cannon's recoil could destabilize the aim itself. But the commander has another weapon. He opens the hatch. Fresh air from the plane enters. He mounts the M1 50 caliber machine gun on the turret, and then he realizes something the Ankylosaurus doesn't know. Its upper armor is impenetrable, but its belly isn't. The commander shouts orders. The driver maneuvers the tank. They begin to circle the dinosaur, maintaining constant movement. And as they circle, the 50 caliber machine gun fires. Not at the upper armor, at the exposed belly. 50-inch rounds tear into the less protected underside of the Ankylosaurus. Each bullet opens a small hole. Blood begins to gush. The Ankylosaurus tries to turn, keep its armored top facing the threat. But the tank is mobile, constantly circling, maintaining the perfect angle. More shots, more blood. The Ankylosaurus tries to attack with its tail again. It spins. The club cuts through air. But the tank reverses at the exact moment, maintaining just a few feet of distance. Then advances again as soon as the tail passes, and fires more bursts at the belly. It's a deadly dance. Machine versus biology. Technology versus instinct. Mobility versus armor. And slowly, very slowly, the advantage shifts sides. After 5 minutes of continuous combat, the Ankylosaurus begins to slow down. The wounds on its belly are many, dozens of perforations. Blood loss is critical. Its legs begin to tremble. Its movements become slower. It tries to turn once more, position its upper armor between itself and the threat, but strength abandons it. The great armored dinosaur falls on its side. Its breathing is heavy, gasping. Its tail hits the ground one last time, with enough force to leave a mark in the earth. Then again, weaker. And then stops. The small eyes of the Ankylosaurus blink one last time. And close. The tank won. But look at the cost of this victory. It took 15 cannon shots and hundreds of machine gun rounds. Any other target on Earth would have been destroyed with a single shot. A single one. But the Ankylosaurus forced the modern machine to spend almost all its ammunition. Forced the crew to adapt, to change tactics 3 times, to find the only weak point in armor that took millions of years to perfect. The commander emerges from the hatch. He looks at the fallen dinosaur. There's respect in his eyes, because he just witnessed something no military manual teaches, that nature's engineering, even ancient, can still rival modern technology. That 4.4 tons of biological armor almost defeated 66 tons of military steel. Sky versus predator. Ground versus armor. But there's one battlefield we haven't explored yet. The ocean. The deep, dark, mysterious ocean where the rules are completely different. What happens when the world's most powerful naval vessel faces a predator that ruled the seas when dinosaurs walked the earth? A Mosasaurus, 39 feet of aquatic terror, against a nuclear aircraft carrier. 110,000 to 231 tons of floating military power. If you thought a tank struggling was intense, wait until you see what happens when steel meets the depths. Keep watching because this final battle will leave you speechless.